Royal history made. Princess Leonor wedding stuns the world. The palace doors. A nation waiting. The world holding its breath. Spain's royal future, rewritten in a single day. They thought they knew what to expect. A royal wedding. Tradition. Ceremony. But what unfolded was something far greater. Not just a wedding. Not just love. But history. Princess Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, stood before her people and stunned the world. What was once only whispered in headlines became a living, breathing reality. A wedding that did not simply join two hearts. It united a nation. It redefined monarchy for a new age. It silenced critics. It electrified supporters. And it left the entire globe asking, what really happened behind the scenes of this extraordinary day? Let's go back. Before the bells rang. Before the gown shimmered in the light. Before Spain erupted in cheers. To understand why this wedding shook history, we must first understand the young woman at its heart. Leonor of Spain, heir to the throne, daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia. The girl once shielded from the spotlight. The girl who became a soldier. The girl who wore a uniform before a crown. The girl who learned discipline, leadership, and resilience. Spain's first female heir in generations, carrying centuries of monarchy on her shoulders. But how does such a woman marry? How does a queen-in-waiting balance duty, love, and tradition? For Leonor, the path was never easy. Every decision was measured. Every glance was dissected. Every companion rumored. Yet here she was, standing tall, radiant, unapologetic, choosing love, and in doing so, redefining the monarchy itself. The morning of the wedding began like no other. Streets flooded with flags. Bells rang from centuries-old cathedrals. Families lined sidewalks, whispering prayers. Journalists camped outside palaces. The entire world tuned in. Madrid became the center of history. And then, the first glimpse. Leonor stepping out, breathtaking in a gown woven with symbolism. Not just lace, not just fabric, but threads of Spain's story. Every detail chosen with care. The embroidery hinted at unity. The cut at modernity. A dress that balanced monarchy's weight with a young woman's independence. But the real shock, not the gown, not the jewels, not the tiara glistening under the Spanish sun. The shock was the atmosphere. The electricity. The emotion. This was not cold, distant royalty. This was a family. A nation. A future queen showing her people not just duty, but humanity. When she walked down the aisle, silence swept the cathedral. You could hear hearts beating. Generations of tradition, hanging on every step. Her sister, Infanta Sofia, by her side, no longer just the spare, but the anchor, the confidant, the symbol of sisterhood that grounded Spain's most important day. Their bond radiated, reminding everyone that this was not just monarchy. It was family. And then, the groom. His entrance met with awe. The man who had captured Leonor's heart. A man scrutinized, questioned, analyzed. Who was he really? Could he stand beside Spain's queen-to-be? Yet as he stood there, eyes locked with hers, the answer was clear. This was not arrangement. This was not strategy. This was love. Real. Unshakable. Tested by whispers and pressure, yet unbroken. The vows themselves carried weight beyond ceremony. Words that transcended romance. They spoke of service, of sacrifice, of unity. A promise not only to each other, but to Spain. And when their voices echoed through the cathedral, something shifted. A country divided by politics, opinions, and history, found itself, for a moment, united. But the greatest surprises came after the ceremony. The kiss on the balcony, yes, iconic, unforgettable. But it was what happened behind the balcony doors that stunned insiders. The choice of Leonor to break certain traditions. To invite voices previously excluded. To honor not just nobles, but ordinary citizens who had shaped her journey. To have military cadets, her own comrades, stand guard as a symbol of her years of service. To blend monarchy's grandeur with the authenticity of her own path. Every moment fed a new question. Why this guest list? Why this anthem? Why this speech? And each answer opened another door. This was not coincidence. This was carefully orchestrated history. Leonor was telling Spain, this is a monarchy reborn. But not all was easy. Behind the smiles and the cheers, tensions lingered. Some questioned the cost. Some whispered of political undertones. Others raised doubts about the monarchy's future. Yet Leonor, poised and graceful, navigated it all, not by hiding, but by confronting. Her speech after the ceremony silenced critics. She spoke of love, but also of service. Of loyalty to Spain, but also of respect for freedom. A delicate balance, spoken not as a girl, not as a bride, but as a queen in waiting. The reception dazzled. Music filled the night. Dancers honored Spain's regions. Every dish told a story. Leaders from around the world sat side by side. Conversations sparked alliances. Even rival nations softened, if only for a night, under the glow of Leonor's wedding. Diplomacy woven through celebration. But beyond politics, beyond spectacle, it was the private glimpses that stayed with the world. Leonor laughing with Sofia. Queen Letizia wiping a tear. King Felipe standing taller than ever, pride radiating in his silence. These moments, caught by cameras and whispered across nations, revealed the soul of the royal family. And what of the people? Crowds outside sang until dawn. Strangers embraced in the streets. For a nation that had weathered crisis, division, and doubt, this wedding was more than ceremony. It was hope. A reminder that Spain's story was not just about the past, but about the future, written by a young woman unafraid to stand in history's light. Yet, one question lingers. What comes next? A queen in training, now a wife. A monarchy, now renewed. A nation, now watching every move. Will Leonor's reign bring unity? Will her love withstand the weight of duty? Will this wedding, so breathtaking, so transformative, prove to be the moment that secured monarchy's place in modern Spain? The answers remain unwritten, but one truth is undeniable. On this day, before the eyes of the world, royal history was not just witnessed. It was made, and long after the bells have faded, long after the dress is stored, long after the cheers have quieted, the memory of this wedding, the day Princess Leonor stunned the world, will endure. Not as a story of crowns and gowns, but as a story of love, courage, and destiny. Because this was never just a wedding. It was the dawn of a new era. And Spain will never be the same again.